So today marks day one of official training for Moon to get her ready for the makeover in the fall. I'm going to start with ground tying, which I haven't done at all yet with her. I've gotten her out and we've kind of focused on, I've done most of her grooming in the stall and a little bit with me holding onto the lead rope. But today we're going to start giving her a little more freedom in the aisleway. I get asked a lot about how I ground tie and how I teach a horse to ground tie, so I figured we'd start with that. I think it's really important because it just teaches your horse to stand quietly, whether you're in a lineup at a show for awards to be called. It just kind of teaches your horse to settle and stay where you put them, whether that be under saddle, standing at a mounting block where you're getting on. So I'm going to start here. She's not really a dancy horse, so I don't expect this to be very challenging. But we're going to try and get to the point that I'd like her to stand for about 5 minutes without moving, with me out of the picture. So, things to keep in mind for this. We're in an aisle, which means there's horses on either side of her. That's going to be a distraction for her. The other piece is I'm going to initially start this by doing some grooming and stuff with her in the aisle. So we are going to have some activity. But the hard thing is we've got the cats playing in the aisle. We've got horses in stalls on either side. She's going to want to check things out. I'm also, though, helping set her up for success, hopefully, for myself more than anything, by giving myself a line. So there's 2 mats on the floor. I'm picking a line behind the mats, and that's where she has to stay behind. So she might dance sideways a little bit. I'm okay with that. Ultimately, it's going to be an idea of the lead is dropped. Tonight, I want that lead dropped in front of her as much as possible. I don't want her stepping on it tonight. In the future, as we get more progressed on this, I want to see how she's going to react if she does step on it, and we will actually do that intentionally so that we know what to expect if she ends up hitting that tension. That'll help me know, too, what she's going to do if she gets straight tied somewhere. We're going to step her up. Oh. Stand. Stand. So now we got her up on the ground. I'm just going to stand here and see what she wants to do with it. And a lot of horses want to move away from it. Easy. So I'm going to just pull her back up. And this is what tonight is going to be. It's going to be a lot of getting her to learn to stand quietly. I don't want her to move away. The second she takes a step back, we're just waiting. I want her to just stand. Nope. So this will be a tedious process. It's going to be correcting her each time she takes a step back, bringing the step forward, bringing her back to the position, and stepping away again. I'm staying in a safe position where I'm able to kind of get to her quickly, able to get her attention. I'm not staying in front of her because I don't want to give it a mindset of I'm driving her backward. I don't want to push her back. I want her to stand where I put her. Good girl. And we'll start to do vocal reward. I'm okay with her sniffing things left and right. I want her to feel like she's not completely trapped, but I don't want her just deciding she can walk back into her stall or anything like that. And we'll fast forward this when I get to the actual video, but basically this is going to be us standing here in the aisle now for a while. Okay, so I'm going to aim for 30 seconds. If I can get her to stand quietly for 30 seconds while I'm here in this position, I'm going to change positions. Okay, we made the 30-second mark, so I'm going to actually move to the other side and see how that goes. Oh. Good girl. Oh. So I'm going to use verbal cues as a reminder. I've done that in hand anyway. When I'm walking her in from the pasture, I'm telling her easy or slow down or ho, and we've been incorporating that. She used to kind of bolt into her stall, so we've already started to learn that a little bit. No, not my space. Thank you. So she's kind of learned some verbal cues already, but the goal tonight is just for her to reinforce those and stand here quietly. So now we're going to aim for about 30 seconds on this side, and then I'll change and move in front of her. And then we'll go behind her, and I'll just keep moving my position all evening. Okay, 30 seconds on this side, even with the cat playing with baling twine right in front of her, so I'm really impressed with that. I'm actually going to step forward, and I might be out of frame, but she should be in frame. I'm not going to go too far. I want to be able to grab the lead rope if I need to quickly, but I want to give her a little more of her own space without me here. hoe. I will reinforce it with a hoe, just to letting her know like that's what I want. So again, I'm under saddle. This correlates from the ground because if under saddle I say hoe, she should know that hoe means stay in place. Hoe. So we made 30 seconds with me away. Now I'm going to move constantly for 30 seconds around her and see how she does with that. Just that's going to be the next test now. So we're going to mark around 30 seconds. And like I said, I didn't think this would be hard for her. It's going to be something we're going to have to reinforce, and we'll reinforce in different areas out in the indoor where she has more space. We'll do this actually outside at some point once I feel like she's confident enough in a more of an outdoor arena. And we'll kind of just take more and more space. But for now, we're just always going to do this a few times. Actually, every day we'll do this for the next few days in just the barn aisle. So I'm going to start moving around for about 30 seconds, and we're going to see how she does. When I see her start to get booky like that, I'm going to come back a little bit closer. Reassure her. Now we're going to try something a little more challenging, as I'm actually going to give her a treat so she knows that I have them. This will potentially get her to want to start to follow me. And the goal is I don't want her to follow me. So she gets a little oatmeal treat, we'll let her kind of chew on that for a while, and then I'm going to start moving again and let her hopefully stay where she is. Ho. So for tonight, that's going to be it. That's all I'm going to do with her. I'm going to give her another treat. What we will start doing in the future days when we're doing this in the barn aisle is I'll add things like jumping up and down, adding things like throwing things around while she's standing here. We already have the distractions of the cats running by, so that helps. It's distraction in general, but she did really well. I mean, that's the first time we've actually done ground time with me getting away from her and giving her space. And I love this mare. I mean, she's going to be a really fun mare to work with. She's super smart. She's really sweet. Very athletic. I can't wait to ride her, but that won't happen until April. I'm going to give her just the month of March for groundwork, and then in April we'll start some under saddle work. But we're going to kind of really get this bond going and these ground basics established before we get to saddle work. So hopefully that was helpful. Feel free to message me if you have any questions about ground tying though.